Hi, I'm Phil Goode, Mayor-elect of the City of Prescott, and your host today for a special edition of Prescott Today. We have a great show for you today. We'll be talking with Michelle Stacy-Schroeder with the Prescott Veterans Day Parade. Michelle Stacy-Schroeder is with the City of Prescott Recreation and Services Department, and she'll talk to us about the Veterans Day Parade on November 11th. So welcome, Michelle.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Michelle, before we talk about the parade, can you tell us a little bit about your role at the City of Prescott?
I am a Recreation Services Manager for the City of Prescott. My main roles are allocating fields for youth groups and City League, and anytime somebody wants to play a sport on a field that they call me. I also handle the special events for the city. I work with event promoters to make sure that all the permits and applications are submitted so that their events are safe and successful. And I also coordinate the Veterans Day Parade. I run a senior women's softball tournament in the summer, and I do a lot of the accounting processes for the Recreation Services Department and the golf course out at Antelope Hills.
Yeah, that's a lot of responsibilities, and
It's a lot.
especially as we recover from COVID and more of these activities are becoming scheduled. It's a big challenge, I'm sure.
It is, but we're handling it. We had a little bit of an off time last year when everything was kind of shut down, and slowly in the fall it started to pick up again, and we've just been going full steam ahead since January. So.
Well, with the Veterans Parade, you are a veteran, I know that, and I want to personally thank you for your service to the country.
Well, thank you, and thank you for
yours. To the city. And as a veteran and a city employee, what does it mean for you to lead this committee for the Veterans Day Parade in Prescott?
It really is an honor for me. As a veteran, it's a very humbling experience for me because, yes, I am a veteran, but I'm doing it for others.
Right.
It takes a special skill to have that mentality going into the planning process. It makes it a little bit more sweeter, I guess. And so it's been a great experience. I'm glad I got picked to lead it starting in 2016, and it's just been a great honor for me.
Well, I know that Prescott was recently named one of the most patriotic cities in Arizona, and the Veterans Day Parade certainly has a lot to do with that. A lot of people aren't aware of the fact that Prescott is arguably one of the highest concentration of veterans of any city in the United States, excluding some of the cities around the major military bases. We have almost 18% of our residents are veterans. So we're quite proud of that, and I'm sure that had a lot to do with this designation. So let's talk about the Veterans Day Parade. I know the parade used to be held at the Northern Arizona VA Medical Center here in Prescott. Can you share some of the history of how that parade was moved to downtown Prescott and why it was important to do that?
Well, if you were familiar with the parade when it was at the VA, the popularity of the parade grew significantly, and it basically outgrew the VA.
Right.
And so in 2013, the VA and the city agreed on a partnership to move the parade downtown. We have input from the VA. They help, they're on our committee, and they help to plan it. But moving it downtown really allowed for it to be in a bigger area.
Right.
The parade route is bigger. We're able to get more participants in the parade, and just the surrounding of the courthouse with all of the statues and the veteran boards and all that stuff really makes an impact on the overall success of the parade. So it's been a great move.
It's become almost a destination event for many people in northern Arizona and even out of the valley. They'll come up here just because it's recognized as one of the biggest and best Veterans Day parades, not only in this state but probably in the whole West.
Right.
So tell us more about this year's parade. What's the date, the time, and the general organization
Sure.
there?
So this year's Veterans Day Parade is Thursday, November 11th. The opening ceremonies will start at 10:30, and then the parade will start at 11. So we have a big stage at the intersection of Cortez and Gurley Street. That's where all of our speakers will speak from. That's where our announcers for the parade will be. And so it really is a good time. Last year we had some COVID precautions. We encouraged the wearing of masks and the social distancing. And this year we'll be doing the same thing. You know, if you don't feel well, stay home. But everything's going to kick off at 10:30. We have a general with the National Guard, Arizona National Guard, that's going to come up and speak during the opening ceremonies. We have a representative from the VA that will speak as well. We're looking to add a special component prior to the opening ceremony, but until that gets sealed down, I don't want to speak on that. It's going to be a very special
A
event.
little special secret event that makes it even more important that you attend this year.
Yes, yes. The more people, the merrier.
So tell us about this year's theme for the parade.
So every year we take on the daunting task of trying to figure out which category of veteran we want to celebrate for that year. Starting in 2016, we focused on women veterans, and we've focused on hometown heroes, and we focused on Korean War veterans. And last year we focused on the importance of the military family and what it means to them and their veterans. This year, with December 7th being the 80th anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor,
That's right.
and basically the entry of the United States into World War II,
Right.
we thought it very fitting to honor our World War II veterans. So our theme is honoring World War II veterans. A grateful nation salutes the greatest generation. And it's been exciting for me reaching out to World War II veterans in the area that will serve as Grand Marshals. Right now we have 7,
Right.
and the oldest one is 102.
Right.
And, you know, I can probably speak for both of us, being veterans and speaking to older veterans from conflicts and wars and battles prior to us. It just makes us more proud to be in that veteran status and be able to share those relatable stories with others in different generations. So it's been really neat to read some of the articles and the biographies of some of these veterans and what they went through in World War II. So it's been really, really great, and I can't wait to personally meet each and every one of them.
I'm looking forward to that as well. My father and both of his older brothers all served in World War II in the Pacific Theater. And in fact, I even keep a copy of the Tom Brokaw book, The Greatest Generation. And I've had really quite a few World War II veterans sign the preface in there because I've had a chance to meet them and get to know them. So it's a very special group of certainly heroes.
Yes.
How many units do you have applied for appearing in this year's parade?
Right now we're at 53 entries. Last year we had, I believe, 89. The year before that we had, I think, 101. Last year was the exception because a lot of groups had COVID protocols that they had to follow and couldn't participate. Our deadline is Friday, October 22nd, so we're hoping that the next 50 to 60 show up in the next couple weeks.
Right.
And we hope to have a larger turnout than ever. So.
Well, it's a great parade. It's a large parade, and of course, dealing with the pandemic related restrictions sometimes has kept other groups from participating, and we're hoping that they'll be attracted to participate and be visible in our parade this year.
That's what we're hoping for. We've already gotten a couple of interests from down in the valley. There's a commercial business down in Peoria that is going to participate in our parade. We have a middle school band from Scottsdale that's going to participate.
Middle school band.
So we're really excited. You know, come up from the valley, bring your floats and your people, and it's a good time.
Do you have any favorite units that appear historically and you can rely on that always do a great job in participating in the parade?
Yes, we always have the American Legion Post 6 Honor Guard lead the parade. That's always a treat. And then we have the Prescott High School.
Which is a great idea because I am a member of the Post 6 American Legion Post here, so thank you very much for giving them that honor. And
Yes.
They've certainly earned it, and it's great to have them lead. Just saying.
Then we have the Jrotc from Prescott High School that partners with Lamb Chevrolet, and they carry the huge flag that is displayed at Lamb Chevrolet right towards the beginning of the parade. We try to get it to where that they stop right in front of the stage at 11:11 when we take a break for the proclamation to be read. We also have a good time with the ROTC units from Embry-Riddle, the Army, and the Air Force. As you probably know, at the main stage, when they get up there, they have to do some sort of presentation to the judges. And usually, as they're marching in cadence down the street, the Air Force will stop and go into front-leaning rest position and punch out some push-ups, and the Army usually comes in and does something a little bit more spectacular. So when the judges look at the different categories, the judging is very, very tough. APS, they're our title sponsor. They always have huge displays on their floats, whether it's a Statue of Liberty or the Bald Eagle, or it's great. And Darla, she serves on our committee. She just has so much fun. It's like as soon as 1 year ends, she starts planning for the next year, and they partner with U.S. vets to get them transported, and so that's a good time. And just the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, and every one of them is great to see. I wish I had more time to actually watch the parade, but I'm behind the scenes and making sure everything's going smooth. So I don't really get to watch it. I do get DVDs because we do have it recorded. And so I usually watch it a week or so afterwards. So, but yeah, there's so many great participants. And as always, we close it with the Prescott Vet Set. They have their Corvettes. They're always the last entry of the parade. And the very last Corvette is a black Corvette, and it carries the POW MIA flag. And then we end the parade with a thank you for coming banner, and that's it.
Very appropriate. Yeah, I know Darla from APS well. She's an Army veteran and very proud of being involved in this committee to help organize, not only for her entry, but for the committee itself. Who else is on the committee that works with you to handle all these details?
So we have representatives from the VA, Tim Howe and Mary Dillinger. We have Patty Ezel from Great Circle Media. She's one of our announcers. Former Councilman Chris Kuknio is our other announcer. We have Lynn and Penny and Denise and Barb. These are all ladies that have helped out with like the Frontier Rodeo Days Parade. Helped organize that. We have Rick from the Vet Set. The Vet Set guys come out and help with our staging area and our special parking area. And then we have Pat Kirkendall, who has just been great. He's got so many veteran connections that he's always bringing something new to the table each year.
And he's the chair, I think, of the Mayor's Veterans Initiative Committee as well, currently, right?
Yes, he is. And so, just that, and the American Legion has been great. They've been hosting us for our committee meetings. So we get to plan and have a nice space to use. So I'm thankful for them for that. And I'm trying to think who else. We do have sponsors that donate to help put this parade on. As I said, APS is our title sponsor. We buy committee shirts, so we stand out a little bit. So if anybody needs directions or where to go, and then our sponsors get T-shirts, and we also rent porta potties for the staging area because they're there quite a while. They start lining up at about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then they don't start going until 11. So somebody's bound to have to use the restroom. Typically we rent tents and chairs for special seating areas. The VA is going to provide those this year, so we will have some veteran seating available under tents directly across from the stage and on the side of the stage as well. So veterans can come and sit down with their loved ones and enjoy the parade right at the heart of everything.
Well, you mentioned the tough judging. Can you talk about the judges? Who does the judging? What type of awards or criteria they look at? And
we usually have 6. We have 7 categories that we give awards to. So we have best in music, motorized, marching, best in nonprofit, best in veteran organizations, so like American Legion, VFW, and then we have hospital entries, and that's like the VA or Las Fuentes or Brookdale or some of the senior living homes, and then we have the best overall. And when they do the judging, they kind of look at what do they do to wow the judges. And so usually the bands will pick a very patriotic song to play, and they'll stop in front of the stage so that they can be judged on that. They look at the decorations on the floats. Is it following the theme? But they do a really, really good job. And then we get together after the parade is done and we calculate everybody's scores and we determine who's the best. And everybody gets a participation certificate for participating in the parade. And then the winners of each category will get a trophy or a plaque of some sort. We're still trying to figure that out right now.
And when is that determined, and how are they presented with that?
So as soon as the parade ends, while I'm cleaning up, the rest of my committee goes to an offsite location and they start tabulating all of the scores from the judges. And then they provide me a list. In years past, we've done a presentation at City Council. Invited all the winners to attend the council meeting so we could present it there. Other times we've actually reached out to the winners, like the ROTC at Prescott High School won it one year for best marching, and I went to the school and presented it to the leaders of the ROTC in front of the entire class.
Oh, that's great.
I've done it at the for the band, Pride of Prescott band, and I've presented it to Mr. Bradstreet for in front of the whole band, and gave him his certificate or his trophy. So it just kind of depends what's going on and how busy it's getting, because it's right before Christmas, and so people have Christmas vacations planned and Thanksgiving breaks and all that good stuff. So just a matter of when they want to do it and how they want to receive it.
Well, I imagine there's a lot of people who come to this every year, so they kind of know their way around Prescott and where to park and things like that. How about people that are relatively new? How do they, what kind of advice can you give them about parking and getting access, and when should they show up, and those kinds of things?
The main route will be closed around 9 a.m. So definitely get there by 10 o'clock to get a good seat. It's usually pretty crowded right around the square on Cortez and on Montezuma. There's a little bit of overflow on Goodwin, but not so much not so many spectators on North Cortez between Willis and Gurley. For parking, from Marina Street down to Gurley, or down to Cortez, it's going to be closed off. So any of the side streets south of Gurley, so that would be South Marina, South Alarcon, South Pleasant, over by the library. It's a good place to park. You can also bypass and go downtown to the parking garage at Granite. Anywhere on that side of Montezuma, or I guess it would be west of Montezuma, would be good for parking. And just get there early, be patient, because there's a lot of people trying to find parking spots as well. Bring a chair. If it's cold, bring a blanket, because you'll be there for at least an hour. And just be ready to have fun. We do have Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts that will be passing out American flags along the parade route prior to. So if you want one of those, better get there early. And of course, we have like Sacred Heart School. They are so great. They all make cards, and the students come down because they do have school that day, but they get to come down a little bit before the parade starts and pass out thank you cards and cookies and all that good stuff. So it's a fun time.
You know, I know a lot of people, it seems like they'll even bring their own pop-up shade tents, so to
Yes.
speak. So sometimes we get some good sun on those.
Sometimes
days,
it's
right?
warmer than
Yeah.
normal. I have a feeling this year's going to be a little bit colder.
Yeah, we seem to be getting a pretty cool fall pretty
Yes.
quickly here, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, is there any additional information that you'd like to share with the listeners, or anything we haven't covered?
Yeah, if you're interested in participating in the Veterans Day Parade, we have applications on the city website, which is prescott-az.gov. If you click on Recreation and Events and under Special Events and scroll down towards the bottom, there is a portion about the Veterans Day Parade and our theme, and you can download an application there. You can come to the Grace Sparks Activity Center at 824 East Gurley. We can print one out for you, and you can fill it out and leave it there. Or you can email me, which is Michelle.Stacy, Stacy-Schroeder, Schroeder, at prescott-az.gov, and I can email you one. Again, the deadline is October 22nd for all entries, and the parade is November 11th, which is the Thursday, downtown. Opening ceremony starts at 10, but be there a little bit early for a special surprise. And then the parade will start at 11. And we, like I said earlier, we do stop at 11:11 so that we can read the Armistice Day Proclamation. If you have questions, you can call me too, 928-777-1552.
And I'm sure we'll encourage all the attendees to bring as much patriotic apparel and clothing, and if you're a veteran and you can still fit in your uniform, you
I don't
certainly
know
can
about
wear
you.
that.
I can't.
Oh, mine has too many moth holes in it. Actually, I think next week is the 50th anniversary of my return from Vietnam. So I have the 50-year commemorative pin. So it has more of a direct connection to that 50-year number for me than maybe other people who just talk about the 50 years from 1961 until 1975, which was the whole Vietnam era. So I want to thank you for participating today, for all you do for the City of Prescott. Thank you again for your service to our country.
Thank you.
And that's our show today. Our guest has been Michelle Stacy-Schroeder, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Again, I'm Prescott Mayor-elect Phil Goode, and I hope to see you at the Veterans Day Parade on November 11th. Thank you.
Thank you.